Oh, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch news video. Today, we've got a bunch of pretty good information and some negative information, so definitely pay attention to some of this stuff here. But let's go ahead and start off with Capcom and Ultra Street Fighter 2 for the Nintendo Switch. So this game will be an exclusive to the system for the time being, but if the sales are extremely good, then Capcom will consider porting it to PS4 and Xbox One and other platforms. So this is what Yoshinori Ono had to say on the matter recently. Quotations: "If this title sells extremely well, we'll consider it. We put a lot of thought into how this can be fully enjoyed on the Nintendo Switch, so for the time being, it's only going to be on the Nintendo Switch." It's what a lot of us remember that are a little bit older and can play Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, all of that on the Super Nintendo, and there was even a Genesis edition as well. But yo, if you didn't have the other controller, that was kind of hard with that 3-button layout. But yeah, this is just really good stuff. I mean, for me, I know I'm really looking forward to this game just because it's really nostalgic, and I think there's going to be some pretty cool modes, and there's going to be some online multiplayer. It's been a long time since the Nintendo home console has actually received any type of new Street Fighter game, even if it's a port or a remake of something else. All we've gotten is like virtual console releases. We haven't gotten any new Street Fighter games. We did get Street Fighter 4, I think, yeah, Super Street Fighter 4 on the Nintendo 3DS, but that is a portable system. This is the first time we're actually getting some type of new Street Fighter game on a Nintendo home console in a long time. So I'm really looking forward to this game. They haven't unveiled all the different features and what it can do, but from what they've just showed us and the Nintendo Treehouse, it looks like it's going to be a ton of fun that you can play with your kids, or you can play with your niece or nephew, or play with your brother or sister, or just play online and try to be the best in Street Fighter 2. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great game, and I can't wait to see what else they have in store for us going forward with Capcom. But on a side note, Capcom has said that they're not planning on bringing Resident Evil 7 to the Nintendo Switch at this point. So at the moment, it still could come in the future, but we just don't know. Right now, they have no plans, but I think those plans can definitely change if the sales of the Nintendo Switch actually start to take off, and we'll actually talk about that a little bit later. Moving on to the next story, Square Enix and Silicon Studios' Project Octopath Traveler has released a brand new website. So in the Nintendo Switch reveal presentation, a game by Square Enix was shown called Project Octopath Traveler. Not a huge amount of footage was shown on the game, but it is seeming to look pretty freaking cool because Silicon Studios is developing it. It has a dark kind of art style and tone to it with retro style graphics. It's something that would appeal to a lot of classic fans and probably a lot of Bravely Default fans. So this game is really interesting. We still need to know more. There is an accessible website. There's not much on it, but you can listen to the amazing tune on there. So if you want to go check out that song, in addition to the same gameplay footage we've seen so far, check it out in the description below. All right, and here's a warning what I was talking about, guys. So this is not necessarily 100% confirmed at this point, but it's looking to be. Nintendo has not said anything on the matter. It is a weekend when this happened, but it seems like there's around 450 Nintendo Network accounts that have been hacked, okay? And there's actually a list of what names have been hacked. I'm not going to go over all the details to where you can get more of the in-depth information, but I will link that list to the name so you can see if your name is on that list. There's millions upon millions of Nintendo Network accounts out there, whether it's 3DS or the Wii U, plus just PC in general. So this is a very tiny, small amount, but there is still that guard. You know, there are still names up there. It hasn't been confirmed 100%, but it's seeming like it's likely, guys. So just be safe. Go change your password or check out this list here. Do whatever you need to do to secure your account. All right, and moving on to the last story here. EA says that Nintendo has been listening to third parties since the beginning of the Nintendo Switch's development. So EA Executive Vice President Patrick Suderland took part in an interview with Famitsu last week shortly after the Nintendo Switch event. In it, he talked about Nintendo's new console and the relationship that Nintendo has with third-party companies. He said that, quote, "I only spoke about FIFA today, but our company structure lets us release all sorts of games for every platform, so we'll go wherever the gamers go. I think the Nintendo Switch will put Nintendo at the forefront of the game industry once again. Their approach is quite different from anything they've done in the past. They've listened to EA, Activision, and other companies since the beginning of the Nintendo Switch's development. So we've been involved throughout the whole process. They teamed up with us because they want to guarantee the console would be successful. Doing business with Nintendo is very important to us. We'd like to bring more and more games over for everyone. So I want to talk about this a little bit because the cynic in everyone is saying, oh, well, yeah, right, all you brought was FIFA. Did they really listen to you and all that? But here's the thing, guys. Obviously, Microsoft and Sony bring a lot more to the table when it comes to these third-party developers. You know, when it's Activision, when it's EA, when it's Ubisoft, you're going to get paid exclusive DLC. You're going to get all these things that Microsoft and Sony are going to throw at you. You have a big, healthy install base, so of course that's where you're going to go first. And Nintendo is at the back. Obviously, Nintendo did listen to what they have to say when it comes to the architecture. They finally ditched PowerPC. They didn't go with some type of crazy controller that is just going to be completely different from what people are used to. There are some unique features in there, but every controller comes with standard button layouts and that you can slip into that grip. You don't have to pay extra for that grip. So every controller can operate just like a normal one. In addition to just playing with one Joy-Con in each hand. So there's really no one that's left out here. And you can turn it on its side and play it like a classic controller. It's just a smaller one. So to me, I think that's where he's talking about Nintendo has listened. In addition to, like I said, the architecture, making sure that it supports Unreal Engine 4, making sure that it supports Unity, making sure that it supports all the modern tool sets that you need to develop these type of games in some capacity. EA, they have their own in-house Frostbite 3 engine that runs on PS3 and Xbox 360 in addition to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So it would be no problem for them to bring over their games to Nintendo Switch. It's all about the sales. If this system sells and it does really well, then you're going to see more third parties line up. And I think that's the biggest thing that people need to understand. Nobody, and I mean nobody, as far as these Western developers, are just going to throw a bunch of money into their games and put it on Nintendo Switch after what happened with the Wii U and how they completely ignored the Nintendo 3DS. A lot of them are going to put out a game or two, or maybe even like 3 or 4 like Ubisoft, and wait to see if the system takes off. That's why in the first year, well, not even the first year, the first 8 months or 9 months or whatever the case is, you're seeing Nintendo release tons of heavy hitters, big ones that were their biggest games on the Nintendo Wii U. So we're seeing stuff like Xenoblade 2 in year 1. We're seeing stuff like Fire Emblem Warriors in year 1. We have Mario Odyssey in year 1. We have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in year 1. Splatoon in year 1. Mario Kart 8 in year 1. Plus there's probably going to be more, and I probably missed a game or two, in addition to some smaller titles like Bomberman and 1-2 Switch and other games that are probably going to be announced and shown off from Nintendo or collaborations. So that's the thing, guys. Nintendo is obviously taking the forefront. They're taking the initiative to make sure that they get all of their games as far as what they can do. They're big franchises like Mario and Zelda on this system so people can pick it up. Splatoon year 1. So that's the thing. Once they do that and more people buy the system, probably by fall or early 2018, but I'm thinking by summer-ish, we'll have a good idea how this system is selling, and third-party developers will be like, okay, we could put more on there, so maybe we'll see Madden, maybe we'll see more, maybe we'll see a port of Mass Effect. If it's at 6, 7, 8 million, somewhere around there, it's selling healthy, then you're going to see developers jump on board. If it's not, then you're going to see them take a little bit of a step back. But in my opinion, with the games lineup that we do have, all the first-party titles that I just listed, in addition to more games, third-party games, and smaller titles as well coming, I do think that it's going to sell just fine because, once again, it is a hybrid. And that hybrid fashion when it comes to portable and console is a universal concept that people around the world are really going to like, in my opinion, especially Japan. I think that's where the sales of this system can really be good, because I know the Nintendo 3DS, that was pretty much the top system all generation and actually passed it to PS2 in total sales for that country. So that's what I see going forward. Hopefully it does turn out that way. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Alright guys, that wraps up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace!